The New York Giants got one of the biggest steals of the 2020 NFL Draft in the second round. With the 36th overall pick, the Giants selected safety Xavier McKinney out of Alabama. McKinney was widely considered to be a first-round talent, and many draft analysts had him as the top safety on their boards. McKinney was a projected top 20 pick in some mock drafts, but he somehow slid all the way into the second round. The Giants got a versatile young safety with serious star potential in Xavier McKinney. But what makes him so great, and why did he fall into the second round? Let's find out together. Welcome back to Fireside Giants. I'm Anthony, and today we will be breaking down the film on Xavier McKinney's 2019 season. What made Xavier McKinney such a great prospect heading into the draft? His elite versatility. According to Pro Football Focus, McKinney played everywhere for the Crimson Tide. 323 snaps in the box, 227 in the slot, and 271 deep. Many Giants fans were hopeful that their team would take Clemson's freakishly versatile and athletic linebacker Isaiah Simmons with the 4th overall pick in the draft. New York went with offensive tackle Andrew Thomas instead, then landed the next best thing to Isaiah Simmons in the second round with Xavier McKinney. So Alabama lined McKinney up all over the place, but how did he play in those varying alignments? Well, he made plays from everywhere on the field. On this play, Xavier McKinney is lined up in the box. Despite being a safety that is 6 feet tall and weighs only 200 pounds, McKinney is efficient in the run game while playing in the box as a linebacker. Here, as the weak side linebacker, McKinney blows up this run play right at the line of scrimmage with a hard hit on the running back. Watching this play closely, you can see Xavier's eyes trained on the football in the backfield. He sees the play the whole way and remains patient, waiting for a hole to open up. As soon as that hole opens, Xavier fills it. He shoots through that gap and slams into the running back to make a strong tackle. This is a linebacker play made by a safety. Many fans criticize the Giants' weak linebacker unit, but they forget that the Giants now have 2 safeties on their roster that can make plays like this, the other being Jabril Peppers. Lined up as a deep safety here, Xavier McKinney makes another tackle around the line of scrimmage. South Carolina runs a wide receiver screen to the left side of the field. McKinney is playing about 10 yards off the line of scrimmage as a deep half safety. As soon as the play begins, he recognizes the wide receiver screen being ran. Xavier immediately crashes down and makes the tackle for a minimal gain. Xavier McKinney has excellent play recognition and awareness that allows him to make plays like this consistently. On this play against LSU, Xavier McKinney is lined up as a slot cornerback. Alabama brings McKinney on a slot cornerback blitz. Xavier does not get a pressure on this play, but he does display high IQ, a high motor, and excellent hustle. McKinney sees the ball leave Burrow's hand to the flat, so he disengages with the offensive lineman and hustles to make the tackle on the sideline. Wherever Xavier McKinney lines up, he will make plays. A testament to Xavier's versatility is his excellent pass rushing ability as a safety. According to Pro Football Focus, McKinney earned 21 pressures across 71 pass rushing snaps over his last 2 seasons at Alabama. Xavier McKinney was a legitimate pass rushing threat for the Crimson Tide. This is one of Xavier's best pass rushing snaps from his 2019 season. Against the record-breaking LSU offense, McKinney was a pass rushing force. He had 2 sacks and a pressure in this game. On this play, McKinney blitzes off the edge and sacks Joe Burrow. He strips the ball from Burrow and the fumble is recovered by Alabama. McKinney had tremendous burst off the line of scrimmage and also exhibited good bend around the edge as he fought off the contact from LSU's left tackle. McKinney got into the backfield so fast that Burrow never had a chance to get the ball off on this play. On the other sack from this game, McKinney again lines up as an edge rusher. On this play though, Xavier wins on the inside. McKinney is patient on this pass rush, waiting to find an opening between the right guard and right tackle. As soon as he finds it, he bursts through the hole and gets to Joe Burrow for another sack. It was not just in Alabama's game against LSU that McKinney was an efficient pass rusher though. Here is another clip, this time against Duke. Once again, McKinney blitzes between the guard and tackle. He blasts through the hole and lights up the quarterback, forcing a throwaway. And this next play is one of the most impressive plays that I've seen from Xavier McKinney. Here, against South Carolina, McKinney, at 6'1", 200 pounds, throws aside a 6'5", 323-pound offensive guard en route to a quarterback pressure. This was a legitimately impressive pass rushing move. The Giants do lack talented edge rushers on their roster, but in Patrick Graham's defensive scheme, everyone is a pass rusher. Graham blitzes at a high rate and loves to use defensive backs in his blitzes, which is another reason why Xavier McKinney was a perfect fit for the Giants in this year's draft. When watching Xavier McKinney in coverage, there are two main points that stand out to me. He's excellent in man coverage, and he is at his best when playing shallow, short coverage. McKinney makes countless plays in the flats. He has tremendous acceleration and burst to go along with high awareness that allows him to pounce on intended receivers in the flats. When watching Xavier McKinney's film, I noticed so many plays that Xavier made in the flats and covering short yardage situations. As soon as the ball is thrown into a shallow zone, Xavier recognizes it and jumps at it. This play against South Carolina is a perfect example. Alabama is playing cover 2 man coverage on this play, but before the play begins, South Carolina's quarterback sends the running back in motion behind him. No one follows the running back, which indicates to the quarterback that this is zone coverage. If this is zone 2 as the quarterback believes, he has the left flat flooded with 2 routes. The outside wide receiver is being pressed by the cornerback and will drive him back a few yards, creating a cushion for the tight end running his route into the flat. The tight end would have an easy catch and an easy few yards. What the quarterback failed to realize, however, is that this was not zone coverage. As soon as the play begins, the inside linebacker chases down the running back that went in motion. This means that Xavier McKinney, playing the other linebacker position on this play, is actually in man coverage with the tight end. As soon as the ball is snapped, Alabama jumps into its man coverage, and Xavier McKinney crashes down on the tight end to make a tackle as soon as he catches the pass. This play shows McKinney's excellent play recognition. Alabama disguised their coverage pre-snap, but as soon as the play began, Xavier jumped into his man coverage and had excellent burst and closing speed to get to the tight end. This is why Xavier McKinney is so efficient playing in the box. On this next play, Alabama once again disguises their coverage to trick South Carolina's quarterback. Pre-snap, it looks like Alabama is in a standard cover 2 zone where the outside cornerbacks will cover the flats. In reality, the linebackers are going to run to cover the flats as soon as the ball is snapped, while the outside cornerbacks will drop back to cover the sidelines. Again, on this play, just like the last one, McKinney's coverage is disguised. As soon as the play begins, McKinney flies to the flat and makes a play, this time deflecting the pass, leading to an interception. These were both plays made by Xavier McKinney in the box as a linebacker. The Giants have not had a linebacker good in coverage for a long time, which is why many fans wanted Isaiah Simmons in the draft. But Xavier McKinney will fill that coverage linebacker role perfectly if the Giants use him in that fashion, similar to how he was used at Alabama. Xavier McKinney is also excellent in man coverage. When lined up against tight ends or slot receivers, Xavier has the ability to travel downfield with them and make plays in coverage. This is one of the best plays I saw out of Xavier McKinney in man coverage. On this play, Alabama is in cover 2 man. This is the exact coverage Texas A&M wants to see. Texas A&M is running a levels concept on the left side of their formation. The slot receiver is running a deep dig route. Xavier McKinney is lined up as a slot cornerback and is in man coverage here. On the right side of the formation, the point receiver is running a deep corner route to pull that strong safety away from the middle of the field. The rest of the routes on the right side are also shallow to keep the linebackers shallow and open up the deep middle of the field. The target zone is between the 2 deep safeties, and it is going to be open based on the offensive play design against this coverage. The deep in route by the slot receiver pushes the free safety deep and towards the sideline, while the strong safety helps double cover the point receiver on his deep corner route, making it a one-on-one with McKinney over the middle. McKinney looks beat at the top of the route, but does an excellent job undercutting the route and breaking up this pass. Despite this perfect opportunity for Texas A&M, they do not gain a yard on the play, thanks to Xavier McKinney. All the slot receiver had to do is create separation on McKinney. Xavier stuck to him like glue and broke up the pass, nearly intercepting the football. This was a tremendous display of man coverage ability out of a safety, and it is what makes Xavier McKinney so valuable. Here is another play against Texas A&M. Alabama was having a tough time covering Texas A&M's slot receiver in this game. That was until they moved Xavier McKinney into the slot. Again on this play, Xavier sticks to the slot receiver like a glue and breaks up the pass, nearly intercepting the football. Xavier McKinney has a reckless, violent, downhill style of play in run support. He's a big hitter and an efficient run defender. This violent play style leads to plenty of huge hits and fumbles. Xavier forced 5 fumbles in his final 2 collegiate seasons, including 4 forced fumbles in 2019 alone. See, on this play, how Xavier flies in at full speed and punches the ball out, forcing a big fumble. And check out this monster hit stick by Xavier on this play. Xavier McKinney's excellent vision and play recognition are what make him so good in run support. He can be patient when he wants to be and has tremendous discipline when filling holes. When lined up in the box, he is able to contribute as a run defender despite his small stature. His skills as a safety allow him to hawkeye the football in the backfield and determine where it's going before it's handed off. As soon as McKinney figures out where the ball is headed, he meets the runner at the spot and usually makes the tackle. That reckless, violent, downhill style of play that I mentioned earlier is one of the reasons to love Xavier McKinney. It leads to plenty of great plays in run defense and even in coverage, but it also leads to a lot of missed tackles. I can make a montage of Xavier McKinney missing tackles. In most cases where Xavier misses tackles, it is because of an over-aggressive tackling angle. McKinney often over-pursues runners, which leads to missed tackles. Xavier McKinney also needs to be more consistent in his tackling form. He needs to break down and set up to make the tackle, rather than sprinting in with a full head of steam and diving at runners. Xavier has demonstrated that he knows how to do this, he just needs to do it more consistently. Xavier needs to fix his tackling angles, but there are some cases where it's a matter of bad tackling form, and even sometimes a lack of strength. Here is a clip where McKinney gets run right through and gives up a touchdown against Auburn. On this play, McKinney's tackling form is poor. He is off balance when he attempts this tackle, and he tries to make this tackle by dropping down into a squat position rather than getting into a lunge position to aim low and take out the runner's knees. McKinney is practically standing straight up when the runner initiates contact with him. The running back pops the helmet off of McKinney and cruises in for a touchdown. Everything else that McKinney did on this play was correct. Lined up as a single high safety, Xavier recognizes that Auburn is running the moment the ball is snapped. Auburn is working out of the Wildcat and runs a jet sweep option to the right side of the formation. McKinney keeps his eyes in the backfield, finds the runner after the option handoff, and quickly gets to the right spot on the field to make this tackle. But once he gets there, he is not prepared to withstand the contact that the runner initiates. One of Xavier McKinney's biggest flaws is his lack of speed and athleticism. At the 2020 NFL Scouting Combine, McKinney ran a 4.63 second 40-yard dash. Xavier cut his combine workout short though due to cramps, but this slow 40-yard dash time is one of the reasons that he fell into the second round. Xavier's slow 40 time at the combine was attributed to his muscle cramps, but his projected 40 time was not that fast in the first place. He was projected to run a 4.55 time, which is not particularly fast either. In fact, the average 40-yard dash time for a safety is 4.55 seconds. Notable safeties to run slower than average times at the combine include Keanu Neal, Tony Jefferson, and Kenny Vaccaro. They've all turned out to be pretty decent players. Hall of Famer Brian Dawkins also ran a 4.63 40-yard dash time, the same as Xavier McKinney, so I'm not too worried about Xavier's 40 time. But there are plays where a lack of speed showed up for McKinney during his time at Alabama. All in all, I don't see Xavier McKinney's speed being a huge problem for him in the NFL. Sure, that 40 time is concerning, and there were moments at Alabama where he struggled to get to the sideline as a single high safety. But if the Giants play McKinney to his strengths, there will be nothing stopping him from becoming a star in the NFL. Xavier McKinney is a smart football player with a knack for making plays and a motor that never stops. McKinney is an excellent run defender despite some missed tackles. But what makes McKinney so valuable is his man coverage ability and his versatility. The Giants desperately needed a guy who can line up in the box and cover tight ends. They also need a guy who can line up as a nickel cornerback and cover slot receivers. When the Giants drafted Xavier McKinney, they filled both of those roles. As early as his rookie season, Xavier McKinney will be a playmaker on the Giants defense, and shortly after, he will become a star in the NFL. Thank you for watching this film breakdown on Xavier McKinney by me, Anthony Rivardo, and Fireside Giants, an Empire Sports Media production. Be sure to subscribe for more film breakdowns like this, as well as a ton of excellent New York Giants and NFL content. Leave a like if you enjoyed, comment what player you want me to break down next, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss a video. I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.